All right. Hey, everyone. It's LB here. Welcome to my weekly plan with me. If you don't know, my name is LB. I'm trying to do a Sunday night kind of get my things together for the week live stream so other people can join me, bring their planners, just hang out, whatever. So that is what I'm doing here. I typically post about my weight loss journey on Wednesdays. Sometimes, like last week, I'm late with it, but I do try to give updates on what I'm doing with that. And I also try to do a money topic on Mondays. Again, I'm not always consistent, I have to admit, because I'm kind of busy. I have been working on one for hopefully tomorrow, we'll see, just on little ways that you can save a little bit of at a time that can make a big difference. I want to show you guys a couple things that I've done that have really kind of added up, so I plan to include that. And I might wait till a couple more people get on before I explain why I'm completely sunburned, but that's okay. It is just part of the fun. This is an example of not planning very well because I am clearly sunburned, and that's avoidable. That's okay though. So the first thing that I want to think about and just talk about and kind of go through in my head for this week is just planning the week, Monday through, let's say, Thursday. So I do plan on trying to do, I did a very small grocery trip today. I did some ready-made salads. I bought my kids just a quarter of a watermelon. We bought some vegetables that I steamed for them tonight. But what I think I want to do this week as far as food goes is do a clean out the pantry kind of night. So hopefully my inexpensive grocery store trip, hello, Lady Wheatfield. Hopefully my inexpensive grocery store trip tonight can last us through the week. I'm really hoping that I can have one of those clean out the freezer pantry kind of weeks. My husband's going to be traveling for work Tuesday through Thursday, so I think it'll give a good opportunity for me to get a little creative and hopefully get rid of some of the stuff that's been hanging around for a little while. And then over the weekend, next weekend, we're still trying to figure out what exactly we want to do. We've been invited to a neighbor's birthday party across the street, but we also might go up to our property. And if we do that, we will plan what we want to eat for the weekend then. So we'll see. It should be interesting. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to figuring out our weekend, but we still need to kind of look and see what other options we have. But during the week, I do like the idea of doing a clear out the pantry and freezer type week this week. Hopefully I can make it as healthy as possible. And the thing that I'm mostly concerned about, I think, is just the breakfast foods for the kids to make sure we have enough for them. Yeah, it's so nice to have a clean out day or week. And we also have kind of some storage food, some noodles and things like that. It's not quite the end of hurricane season. I don't think it is yet anyway. But I'm in Houston, so we try to typically keep some saved food, but I'm probably going to pull all that out too and start using it because you can only keep it for so long, at least the stuff we get. And so try to cycle through some of the things we have and see what we can do. I think we can get creative. I also know I have like a pound of ground turkey in the freezer, and I also have, I think, some ground venison. I have some. It's going to be very possible for me to have a clean out the fridge freezer week as far as my meal planning goes. So, the other thing that I've really been thinking this week, so I can know what I want to focus on and what is important to me, rather than sometimes it's just knock out the easiest one or the laziest one. I think I want to try and do a prioritized to-do list for the week. I also want to think about what I want to do in October. I know, gosh, October starts this week, right? Is it this week? Let me look. Because today's the 26th. So if I look on the calendar, this is kind of scary to think about if it's October already. But I think it is. Yes, Friday. October 1st is Friday. So I can at least do is make it all the way 30-day plan, which will require a little more meal planning and prepping, I think, on my part than what my husband and I have been doing lately. I think that for those first 30 days of October, and then on October 1st, And then I think we have a swim meet in there. And then there's something, oh yeah, I think we have we have 2 camping trips with the scouts in there. So those will be a little bit harder to completely control what I'm eating, and even what I'm doing. But I think I want to try and get back to some kind of fundamentals of what I need to be eating instead of just eating whatever. Oh no, I'm lagging. Yeah, I like the idea of choosing your to-do by the undone thing that is done the most. I wonder why I am lagging. That's interesting. Let me see. Because the kids should be hopefully off the internet now. Let's see here. I'm going to run like a speed test to see what I got, because now I'm super curious. I have a pretty decent computer. I bought it just last summer, but I bought it for gaming because I'm like one of those people. So I have a gaming computer. So the computer shouldn't be having any issues, but you never know about the internet. So let's see. I feel like it's even loading that test slow. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's getting better. Maybe I was just going through a lag there. It's like 15. I mean, it usually gets higher. Oh, now it's really going up. So maybe whatever happened was just a blip, because now it's up to 33. Okay. Sorry. Curiosity, it got me. I had to check. Am I still lagging, or did it get any better? Hopefully it's better. I think what I would really like to do with my to-do list, like you're saying, the which undone thing is bugging me the most. I think I also do a lot of the what's the easiest just so you can check off a box kind of thing. And there are some things that I just completely, hey Liz, that I just completely dread doing. And so I end up like putting those off and putting those off and putting those off. So I'm thinking about this week doing some kind of like color-coded to-do list to really show where my priorities need to be, and to really make me think about what my priorities should be. For example, I need to, okay, good. I'm glad it's better. I don't know, hopefully if I had something weird with my internet, it is over now, but yeah, so I like to color code things and make, colorful pens, that kind of thing. So maybe if I do that this week, it'll inspire me a little bit better to knock out some of those things that I've just been dreading. Okay, good. Thank you. For example, I have not called. I need to call the orthodontist to get a consultation for my son. The dentist last time we went, which was in May, told me, okay, it's time for you to do that. So I have these 4 business cards, and I just feel so intimidated by the fact that I know nothing about how to get my kids braces or where to go or what to do. So I just haven't been calling and haven't been doing it. But that's important. And I definitely don't want to go to his next checkup, which is in November, and be like, oh, sorry, we haven't gone yet. So I'm kind of running out of time to do that. So that's one of those things that I have just put off because of dread, or I guess lack of knowledge. So I don't know how to pick an orthodontist. I guess I could research that. I'm not really sure. So something like that I need to do. It's just haven't done. We'll get there. So, and I did want to say, now we've got a few more people. My face is so sunburned right now. I can't even believe it. I went on an adult camping trip for scouts this week to become a leader, because I love my son that much, even though I won't call about his races. So on Saturday, I wore a hat and, everything. I was ready to go. My husband set me off with sunscreen, but today it went longer than I thought. It ended up going till 12:30, and I did not wear a hat or sunscreen or anything. And so I got some sunburn on my face, but that's okay. So hopefully the eyelashes are hiding it or something. But I do apologize for being like bright red today. I was hoping maybe I could like mess with some lighting and make it not as obvious, but I think you can kind of tell where the sun was hitting me, and that's okay. So now you know why I look all sunburned. If you can't tell, my husband's like, "Ooh, yeah, that's bad." It's like, thank you, appreciate that. So making my prioritized to-do list, I need to kind of just start thinking about some of the things I want to do, because there are some like super fun things I want to do this week. So Find Fitness with Sharon is doing a Pinktober kind of fun thing for breast cancer awareness. And I thought, hey, I want to participate in what she's doing. It's just making a pink bra that you decorate. And so I want to plan that into my week, because I want to do it with my daughter and make it kind of a fun thing with her. She's 6. And just decorate a bra with her so that we can send a picture for what Sharon's doing. So people are going to vote on their favorite one. She's going to pick different charities that are associated with each one so people can vote. And then she'll donate to the charity of the winning bra, which I think is really cute. So I want to do that. I think it would be fun to do with my daughter. We bought some supplies, so we're ready to go. We just need to find like a block of time to do it. Yeah, there isn't. Well, I don't know. Is there an October challenge? I have not watched videos because I've been camping and doing kid stuff constantly for the past couple days. So I'm behind on everything. But what I was thinking about doing is just if you go to her website, she has a free 30-day fitness plan and just following that. And then she always does I think she always does a monthly calendar. She's doing them for sure now where you can just go find workouts. And then she also, this week, yeah, unless you're talking about the challenge with the Pinktober bra, which is going to be totally fun. And then this month she's doing her usual 2 videos, I think, but then she's also going to do a Friday 5-minute video because those have been so popular. If you guys haven't tried the 4 and 5 minute workout videos that she and Kirsten Quickfit are doing, they're amazing. After this is over, let me make a note to myself. I'll link their channels because those short videos, if you don't feel like working out or don't have time, you can do it and actually feel like you did something good for yourself in such a short amount of time. So I've been really appreciating that. Which I guess gets me to the next thing. I need to plan my exercise for this week. So today is already Pinktober. Yay, good. Because I'm not a super like artistic kind of person, but I do like when I have the flexibility to be a little creative and see what we can come up with. So my daughter and I just bought a bunch of random stuff to try this out. So we will see. And I think it'll be fun to do with her. Maybe she'll have some cute ideas because she's 6 and innocent and, good ideas are probably flowing from her with happiness. Put some unicorns or something on there. I don't know. We'll see. But we have today and then 1, 2, 3, 4 days left of September, which is so crazy. So I really want to finish my, as far as the workouts go through Thursday, the 4 and 5 minute challenges that Sharon and Kirsten are putting on. Obviously, I want to continue doing those because they're a lot of fun. And then my other plan of what I want to do is just really focus on some Peloton strength exercises. And when I've been doing those or when I've done those, hey, Tasharia, frugal mama, yay. So when I've been doing that, I try to find something that works a different muscle group than what I worked with their workouts and kind of make them the priority and then go do these other ones. So we'll see what I end up doing. I think I'm going to try to finish that Peloton challenge for strength workouts and see what's going on there. We were doing, my husband and I, a couch to 5K, but my ankle has been bothering me. So I've not been wanting to run as much. And I am super happy about that, but I'm not one that tries to like overdo it or push it. I know that if my ankle's bothering me, I need to relax a little bit, or when I'm home, I might wrap it up or that kind of thing and just give it a little bit of time to heal. I do think I need more yoga and stretching kind of thing in my life, and maybe that'll help make sure that I'm using my body in a more balanced way, because I worry that if my ankle hurts, I'm walking on it funny and not helping it at all. So that is my other plan. And I have been liking these super short yoga videos, like 10 minutes, because I'm not good at yoga, terrible at it. And so I want to do something like that. So I think as far as my exercise plans go for the week, my Monday through Thursday will be pretty standard Kirsten. And then I think I want to do 2 Peloton strength workouts so I can get that bronze badge. I think that's what I need in their challenges in their app. And then going into the weekend, we'll see if we end up going to the property, then I'll figure something out. I have to be flexible, right? Because we do so many different things. So I'll be flexible and figure out what I'm going to do from there. What I could do, though, is think about if I go to the property or go like the following week on a camping trip. Actually, I think I might have... okay, if I look at my calendar for October, I'm jumping ahead here, but next weekend is October. Hey, Shelly. Next weekend, we're talking about going up to the property. So we would shipping container camp kind of thing. So it's very rudimentary. It's just some bunk beds kind of thing. And then the weekend after that would be trailer camping. And then I think I'm camping with the Scouts the 2 weekends after that. And then a swim meet the last weekend, the Halloween weekend. So October is already full. That is okay. It's going to be 80. Oh, yeah. Oh, no AC at work. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. I don't know. My husband, he has this huge DeWalt fan, which is really nice. And then I have this because I don't crank up my AC when I'm home, just me during the day. But if I'm sitting still, I'll turn this on. And it's just like a little, you can charge it with a micro USB kind of fan. And so I'll bring this with me. If you leave it on low, it actually, I took it camping in June and I had it blowing on my face and it lasted all night long. And then what I'm doing a lot of times when I'm sitting down is I just plug it in and then put it on full speed. So I think having a little fan on your face so helps. So if you can somehow do that, I don't know how, or at least have one you can walk by. When we didn't have power after we had that hurricane come through 2 weeks ago or whenever it was, we have one of those big fans that kind of rotates, and that felt so good. So get some fans. Yeah, a portable fan like this is great because when you can plug it in, you can. If you can't, like I have literally walked around the house going places with this thing in my face, and mine's cute because it looks like a little alien or something. It's got a little face on it, and I think it's like War of the Worlds when I see it, like one of those creatures that's coming at you or something. So this one cracks me up, and I use it and I like it. So I totally recommend that. Just having a fan to me is so helpful. Multitask, yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. Multitasking, of course, that is not a problem. Yeah, getting through work without AC is gonna be interesting and tough, but hopefully it's gonna start to get cooler since we are close to October. We will see. Camping last night wasn't that bad. I think it was down into maybe even the low 60s by the time we woke up. Like I woke up and I was actually cold and got into my sleeping bag, which I wasn't sure if I was going to do. So camping last night in Texas was good. So hopefully, I have not checked the weather for the coming weekends or anything like that, but I've got a lot of potential camping things I need to get worked out. So I probably need to spend some time going through that. I'm really trying to get into scouting. My older son, like if you don't know anything about it, I'll explain like the 2-second version. There's Cub Scouts, which are like elementary school, and then the scouting, it used to be Boy Scouts, but now there's girl troops too. That starts when you get into middle school. So when my son was crossing over, I said, well, hey, is this something you want to do? Because I'm not going to force you to do this if you don't want to do it. And he loved the camping part. So I can get behind that. I can support that. That's why I'm sunburned, because I did that training. Yes, camping season finally, which will be good. Last night was great, although I still got my sunburn today. Hey, Derek. I just saw on my phone that you'd posted the steps. I'm like, ooh, I'm curious. But don't spoil it here because we all got to go watch that next. How that's going. When you posted last week, it was like 5.2 million steps by the group. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. That's like a great inspiration right there. Getting so many people up and moving. Whenever I feel this thing like buzz, the 10,000 steps, I'm like, yes, I have 10,000 steps. It's so exciting. So super excited to see how that's going and how many million steps there are now, because obviously it's more than 5.2 because that was last time. So we will see. So yay for Derek. Obviously he's a good part of people's Swept-tember if they're trying to get those steps in. So yay for that. I think everyone likes the Derek Step Challenge because it's a lot of fun and it's more of a, teams doing it. So I know I appreciate that. But one of the things that, let me see, I definitely made notes to make sure I'm not missing anything. I did, I don't know if you saw it or not, but my mom, she had a birthday and I've been really enjoying like trying to be better planned in my life. And so I sent her just like a bullet journal so she could use it for whatever she wants, because I've done all kinds of ways that have worked for me to plan. Like I have this was my last year kind of planner I have that my aunt makes me these little notebooks. So I have like my vision board. Actually, this one might be my I think this is my vision board from my 2020 vision board. So I did that with a girlfriend, a 2-pager. So I put it in here. And then the freeform notebook has just been really good for me to do that. I know I did one in Oh, I did. Yeah, I did one all in ink. I didn't cut up papers. So for this year, for 2021, I did a vision board like that kind of thing, just all in pink stickers and pink inks and pink whatever to make it fun. So I really like this style of kind of free form notebook. And then if I'm really getting into it, I'll do a different day, a different week on every page, but then use a whole page for some big things I want to plan out. November. I'm not ready for November. That sounds so far away, but it's going to happen so fast. Or like, here's a page where I plan, okay, here's the remaining weekends for the year. What all are we going to do? Yeah, so having the freeform notebook has been really good for me. So I bought my mom one, and then I have some pens that I really like, so I bought her those. And she is so excited because she's going to journal with it. So it's hers, she can do whatever she wants, but it's all like a grid of little dots. So it's completely like, when I looked at it on Amazon, I was like, this is so cute. Some people had made a calendar out of it. They'd done different things. So she liked it. I was happy with that. I'm like, oh, I should give that as gifts to some other people since I'm so excited about this. I like to give people what I'm interested in. But for me, what I'm going to try to switch back to, I think I got the Silk and Sonder for October. And I'm kind of interested in doing this again because it does the planning part. And to me, it's a little less efficient than using my one notebook for everything. And I can flip through and reference it and have so much just, time and everything all in here in different colors and stickers. And some pages are super colorful. But what I like about the Silk and Sonder is the self-care aspect of it. So it's not just planning your life. They have, reflections, journal prompts, that kind of thing. So I think I'm going to try to go back to that again, just to focus more on me, because I feel like the world and the planning and everything is just kind of like moving around me, and I'm not focusing enough time on myself. And it's not... maybe it's getting me into trouble. I don't know. I could be healthier. I could be caring for myself more. There are little things I could do. And so I'm going to switch back to the Silk and Sonder planners and see how that goes. I bought a 3-month subscription, so I'll at least have it through the end of the year and see how that is going, because we all know that so many challenges come up towards the end of the year. So I want to move along and do that. But I think for October, I don't have any major kind of family events like birthdays or whatever. We talked about that a little bit before, but nothing for that for me. At the end of October, it is my mother-in-law's birthday, but you can kind of put that in with November, because my father-in-law and I all have birthdays, boom, boom, boom in a row. So we usually think of something or do something for all three of us. So we'll see about that. But at least when big picture October comes through, I think it's me. I need to just get things back on track. And I like how Fine Fitness with Sharon was saying, hey, be sure you go do your checkups, do that. So as I mentioned before with my son and needing to get a braces consultation, I want to kind of get that lined up. So I think one of the things, I'm literally writing a to-do list right now, but it's just make a plan for appointment catch-ups to see what I need to do. Ask my husband, we both went to our general doctor relatively recently, but just make sure there's nothing that we need to be doing as far as those planning things, that kind of thing. But that's one of my goals that I want to have looking forward. And as I go into October, I think that's going to be a big one. I need to find some kind of resource for, this week, I know that I'm going to go out to eat with a couple people for lunch. They're talking about planning it. I don't know what the exact date is. But I feel like I've gotten to the point where when I go out to eat, I don't plan ahead or think about it. I've gotten really bad with the MyFitnessPal kind of thing, where you actually look at what you're eating and what you're putting in your body and what that means. So I think one of the other things that I kind of want to plan for is just looking ahead when I go out to eat. And even if it's the 5 minutes when we say, okay, we decided to go to here, I need to start paying attention and looking for healthier options instead of just, oh, hey, it's a special occasion, I'm out to eat, I left the house, and do something stupid. So that's another thing I want to plan for, is just looking ahead when I do all of that. And that's not really something I'm marking it down on my to-do list, because I know that I have a couple of instances, one this week and one next week, where I have planned going out to eat with other people kind of thing. So I want to make sure I'm doing good with that. The other thing, and I feel like I need to get better about this too, is just finding healthy camping options. So this month, I'm probably going to be doing a large variety of camping, from a off-the-grid shipping container to an RV to a tent. And I think I'm tent camping at a state park and then tent camping at like a scout camp kind of thing. And what I need to think and focus on is, what can I do for healthy options? Hey, Misty, welcome. You're not late. We're just hanging out and talking. I'm trying to focus on to-do lists right now and really think about what I want to do for that. So I'm trying to plan ahead, make appointments. I am going to make a list of what all those things are. I need to think about it per family member, per animal, that sort of thing. So I want to make a color-coded, like, here's my priority list of to-do things this week. I want to look ahead and maybe make some notes to say, hey, don't forget, even if it's on the day that I know that I'm going to go out to eat, put don't forget to check where you're going for lunch to find a healthy option. I think just a reminder like that can be so valuable. So I want to write that in my planner, look ahead when I know a day or a time that I'm going to be going out to eat with someone. Just, I can do this. I can do this. So, and then Misty, just to catch you up, we talked about food this week, and I'm going to try and do a clean out the pantry and freezer kind of week since my husband's traveling, at least through Thursday. So that should be pretty good. Save a little money, get through some food that we haven't eaten, and hopefully find some good options there. That's where the freezer comes in, because I know we have frozen vegetables and meats and things like that, not just the pantry pastas and fun stuff there. So yeah, but the camping, some things I can control, some things I can't. And so I just need to think better. Like, hot dogs are so easy as a go-to. That's not a good option. But sometimes we go there because you can put it in a cooler and it's easy. But what about if I find some pre-marinated chicken breast, that kind of thing, maybe we could grill it. So I need to stop and think about that going into the week. But as far as at least my lunches here, I have 3 different like pre-mixed salads that I found on sale today because they're close to their expiration date. One's the 28th, which is, I think they're both the 28th. So they both expire Tuesday. I'm like, I can eat 2 salads before Tuesday if they're half off. That's perfect. So I at least have a couple lunches coming up. And then sometimes when I make those little pre-made salad bags, I try to add some like canned chicken or something into it to give it a little more filling protein, but we'll see what I end up doing. I also have, since I'm working on that pantry, like a cup of quinoa that I can microwave, like a 1-minute cooking cup. So I could add that into a salad. I've done that before when I want to add some extra fillers. And that, I think that's really good. And I know I have one of those in the pantry. So I might do that with one of the salads just for fun, whichever one I think goes better with a little bowl of quinoa. So we'll see. And then let me think what other things I am dreading doing. I feel like there's got to be a huge list that I'm overlooking. I wonder, so I'm, okay, yeah, so getting caught up on bills. That's a good generic one that just continuously keeps going on and on and on. And I need to definitely work on that this week. And I was thinking about, do I want to start like getting kicked off on Christmas shopping and Christmas presents and things like that? So I've done in the past Lego advent calendars for my kids, and they really get a kick out of those, but they sell out so quickly. So is that something I want to do or try to get now so that we have them whenever Advent comes so my kids can have a fun and exciting Christmas? So I need to plan that. And the other thing, writing it down, because I know that's something I will need to do in advance if I want to do it. I need to make that decision sooner rather than later. The other thing is, if we're going to travel at all over the holidays. Right now we don't have any travel plans, but I know my older son wants to see some, he's super excited about seeing family over Thanksgiving. So I probably need to make some travel plans. Nice. Okay. Misty knows. Which one did you get? Did you get the city, the Star Wars? Like, which one do you get? I'm curious which advent calendar you get. So I have 3 kids, and I had looked on the website before they were selling them, and it was like, available in 2 days kind of thing. So I need to go check that out. But yes, I'm glad you got those because it is fun. It's good. Might as well, right? Star Wars, of course, I should have known. I don't even know why I questioned. I was looking at that one today. I'm like, ooh, Star Wars. I have a huge Star Wars lover. My 9-year-old is quite obsessed. Yeah. But that's okay. I like it. I liked Star Wars when I was younger, back when there were 3 movies. And the availability of Star Wars things now is insane. Whenever my 5-star life, Becky, she posted that like Baby Yoda Trouble or something game. I was like, that is so cute. So I was looking that up today because I was like, oh, I wonder. I bet my kids would love to play that. Oh, yeah, okay, I know. We even, when I was like pregnant with my first kid, my husband and I were in Germany and we call it our Advent doll. It's like something that was just made in Germany by someone doing crafts, but it hangs on the wall and it's got all the little pockets for every day. So we've used that before. We'll like put little things in the pockets. Okay, Harry Potter last year. Yeah, cool. My kids are not, I need to get them into Harry Potter. I don't know why they're not, but that's okay. Right now they're very into Percy Jackson and all the Percy Jackson subsequent series kind of things, which I'm not complaining about because they're actually reading books for fun. So I'll take whatever I can get. Not a problem. And one of them is even rereading now because he's read them all. Like, I like that. Please do that. So that was actually a good investment to buy those books for us. Last year for Meet the Teacher, they gave every kid a book before school started because they weren't really sure how school was going to go. So I told my son he had to read it. And it was the second one in the Heroes of Olympus series. And he read it and really liked it and wanted to get more in the series. And I'm so glad I told him he was supposed to read it because that worked out. And then he convinced his brother. So that is good. And I like the fact that they have at least 2. We've watched the first movie. There's another movie. We just haven't gotten there yet. So we need to get that going too and figure that out. Watch the second movie or buy it or something as a special thing. Because the first one is free on Disney Plus. So that's good. Okay, I had something after Advent calendars and I totally just blabbed my way through. Oh, I know. We've only seen the first movie, but we really liked it and they watched it a bunch of different times. All 3 of my kids really enjoyed it. So yes, I agree. But I feel like it's probably been a while since they made, oh yeah, that was, I didn't even think about it because I don't notice it. Back along, like when my sister was dating her husband when they were in college kind of thing, he was, back when people were, computers and server sharing or whatever, he sent me like a CD of all these little sounds and notification dings and whatever. And so I had my computer like set up to all these different sounds for all the different things that would be so annoying if people did it now because we get so many more notifications now. But I had set that R2D2 as my text thread. And so now whenever I get a text, it's R2D2. And so I've been doing that for, like, it doesn't even faze me because I've just had that for years that I know it. But the only exception to that is it's Darth Vader when my husband texts me. So if you hear that, you will know it's him. Sorry for not muting my phone, but at least it was slightly entertaining. But yeah, so then I just bought those on iTunes or whatever because you can just buy the sounds and then have them on your phone now. So I was like, well, I need to have the ones that I've always had. So I had the R2 one and then I thought, okay, Johnny needs to be, oh, nice. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, cool. Oh, I bet my kids would love if I did a BB-8 one. Maybe I should put that on something that they can get because the devices that they use, if I message them, I have it set to a train horn, like something completely different. So that way they know that it's me. Everything that like I send them, if I call them, the ring is the train horn. It's always the train horn. Like, pay attention. So, okay, that would be so cute. Okay, this is very good inspiration here. And it's not really the other thing that I've been trying to, it's not necessarily a planning type thing, but I've been trying to decide if I want to do is buy an inexpensive exercise bike and do like the Peloton hack now that I have the app and get a cheaper bike for like $400 and go through that. Oh, that's awesome. I apparently don't change mine very often. Oh, No, it's okay getting distracted. It's fine. I used to have some Yoda, like little sound bites that he put on that disc for me, but I don't think I've put any on my phone. But little notifications that would pop up. Oh, fun. Okay, yes. Being distracted is okay. Being distracted is okay. I forget where I was going. Oh, the bike. So I'm thinking about buying the Bullet and getting like a little exercise bike, but I'm not sure because I'm scared that I won't use it because my elliptical is dead. And I've always really liked having that because you can sit there and like read a book or screw around on your phone and still get a little exercise in. And since I don't have that anymore, I've been thinking, well, do I want a new elliptical? Because this is a Nordic track and I feel like they're really expensive, but there are cheaper bikes I can get on Amazon. So I'm trying to figure that whole thing out and try to understand what would be the best for me as far as a workout equipment goes. But I think what I probably need to do is plan the bike, because since my birthday is coming up in November, I thought, hey, maybe I was thinking about it tonight. Like maybe I should tell my husband or suggest to him or make like an Amazon wish list and direct him to it to say, hey, you know what? My birthday's coming up. These are some good ideas, because I think it would be really cool to get some kind of bike like that and get into more of the spinning and exercise. And you could do it intense, or I could do it where maybe if I want to read and just kind of move my legs while I'm reading or doing something else or looking at my iPad, that kind of thing. So I think that's where I kind of want to go. I want to think about that a little bit more because I don't like to just jump into big purchases. But I've been thinking about it for a long time. So I'm probably going to work on that. Yeah, and one of my best friend is a spin instructor, although I don't think she's been teaching for a while. I don't know. She used to teach at a couple different gyms, but I'm not sure if she's back to teaching in person in any of those gyms or not. I should know this, but clearly I don't go to her classes. But she has a Peloton and she really likes it. And now that I have the app, I can see when she works out. And she also convinced me to make my Peloton username Happy Rides Only, even though I don't have a bike. So it's kind of encouragement for me to get one. So that is my name on the Peloton app. If you want to see what I'm doing, I don't know if anyone else has it, but it does definitely make me want to get a bike, since that's what I'm kind of implying through my name there. We'll see. So that's something else kind of as I'm shifting to the end of September and moving into October that I really want to think about. And if I could do something like get an exercise bike, and would I get rid of this thing and put it there, or would it make more sense to put it somewhere else in the house? I'm not really sure. This thing has been here ever since I kicked Lulu was in this room. This was the boys' nursery, and then it was Lulu's, and now I've got her in like a real bedroom upstairs. This is just kind of a small room we have like next to our bedroom, and so now I've taken it over, and so I could put, instead of this elliptical, put a bike in here, which probably makes sense. So we'll see. That's kind of what I'm thinking about, but I really have to like go through and plan, is this the right option for me? And then moving forward, obviously, I'm starting to think about October, since it is like, I literally, when I got back from camping this weekend, I was like, oh, the October planner's here. Am I ready to start October yet? Probably not. Maybe I should be, because it's literally like this weekend. But I really want to close out September strong too. So I probably need to think just a little bit more about what I want to do in September. And we do have one more weigh-in Wednesday on September. So that'll be the 29th. So we'll see how September ends up for me. Who knows? Because this weekend was completely crazy. And it was another one of those weekends where I just kind of ate whatever they fed me and didn't think about it enough. Hey, Shai Sarai. And which it is what it is. But at this camp out, Saturday morning, I think I ate before I left. I don't even remember what I ate. I was kind of in the rush out the door, coffee and grabbed something. I don't even know. Oh, thank you. And then for lunch, they gave us like a bunch of sandwiches. And so we had sandwich options like from Subway. So I had a tuna sandwich and some chips and a cookie. I'm like, okay, this is not the healthiest lunch ever. And then the supper we had was actually really healthy. They had like halal chicken and vegetables kind of thing. So there was no like bread or kind of any carby kind of thing. Oh, there was corn, if you want to count that as a carby thing. I think it's carby. you guys probably know better than me, but they had peppers and onions and broccoli and cauliflower and carrots, and then the chicken, and then ears of corn as the food. And then later we had like dump cakes or whatever made in a Dutch oven. So I think I ate pretty well. And this morning, like breakfast tacos, because that's easy. So yeah, but I wasn't really like paying attention to what I was eating. I was moving around a lot though, so that does help. And I was drinking a lot of water because I was outside burning my face and moving around a lot. So we'll see. Man, I can't believe it's the end of September though. It's kind of scary. So yeah, I definitely have. So just to kind of recap what I have on my little list of things that I feel like I need to do is make a plan for all the appointments my family, including animals, need to get caught up on. Do a look ahead for what's going on in the coming weekends, and also when I know I'm going out to eat, because I know the next couple weeks, at least I have one time where I'm going out to eat with somebody else, and making a note when I know that's going to happen so that I can plan properly and look ahead at the menu and find something that's healthier and perhaps a lower calorie option than just going in there and thinking, hey, it's a party. Catching up on some bills. I have a few that I know are on the list that I need to get back caught up on. So doing that, it's just obviously a thing you constantly have to do. The advent calendars and the bike. For the breakfast tacos, since I didn't make it, someone else made it. Yeah, I figured the starchy vegetables were carby. They had flour and corn tortillas, but I was helping set up chairs, so I kind of got like I was literally the last person in the food line, but I thought, oh, I want to, be helpful. So I set up chairs for everybody else while they were in line getting food. I was setting up chairs for everyone to sit in. So then when I got there, I got one flour and one corn tortilla, and I'm unfortunately not very picky. So I'm like, okay, sure. If that's what you've got, I don't care. But it was like a seasoned kind of beef. And then they also had like scrambled eggs with some vegetables mixed in. And so I just got half and half of those. And then they put like some cheese and some paste picante, which I love, on top of it. So those are my breakfast tacos that I had, two very full tortillas of some kind. It almost looked like a ground beef or something. It was that kind of beef, but it was very well seasoned. I didn't catch what they said they were seasoning with it because I was keeping busy and not paying attention. So we'll see. It was, some kind of beef breakfast taco, which I don't think we typically have done, but there was a large group of Muslims with us. And so they didn't do any kind of like sausage or anything like that when they put it into the tacos. So it was the beef. Okay. So weekend and then eating out. I want to make sure because I'm going to make this look prettier when I put it into my multicolor to-do list. Is there anything else that you guys can think of that you need to kind of keep track of when it comes to the end of the month? I always have a list of things I want to plan. For example, like I mentioned, I have my Money Monday that I kind of filmed last week and then didn't do anything with it. So I need to put that together and put something in there about that. So I might as well add that. And sometimes I get busy and those kind of drop to the wayside. I need to, check with swim because I want to make sure they're not overbilling me. That's an important thing. Because October budget, am I going to do an October budget? I don't know. I need to think about that. So I have a really generic budget that I set up for every month. Although now that you say that, I'm looking and there are 5 Fridays in October. So that's a fun month. Winterizing. Oh, see, I live in Houston, and so it's not anywhere near winter yet. And I don't think I have to worry about that. Although we did have a freeze last February. But that's another thing. Maybe I should think about, because I always liked how people have seasonal clothes and how they put like their summer clothes away and then they move into the fall clothes and then you get those away and you get out your big sweaters and stuff like that. So maybe I could think of something. Let me think about winter, what I can do there. Interesting. The plants. Yeah, I don't think, how do you winterize plants? I'm so curious now. if it, because all I know is what people do here. If it's going to get below freezing, everybody freaks out and then they cover their plants with cloth, and that's what they do. Oh, shorts. Okay. Yeah. If you're sweating at work, you don't want to put those shorts away just yet. But I think that's a good, okay. Putting shorts away. See, I don't really do that. But maybe it's just because we wear shorts longer around the year where I am. And even we've been trying to go, there's a state park here called Garner State Park, and it's on the Frio River, which is very cold. And we went there middle of October last year, and it was like in the 90s, hot and sweltering, and it felt good to get into the super cold river. So even then, I don't think we're ready to put swimsuits away. Sweatember. Oh, wait, Swetember. Okay. Oh, yeah. I did talk about it a little bit. That's okay. So as far as the Swetember things going, that we did talk about it a little bit earlier, right at the beginning, because the 4 and 5 minute challenges have just been so amazing. I think everyone that's done them has loved them. So that's a pretty resounding thing. I am taking a break. Ever since the hurricane came, I'm trying to take a break from my couch to 5K because my ankle's been hurting and I want to kind of get over that. And so as a result of that, trying to do a little bit of yoga and trying to make sure I'm not getting off balance by trying to not put a weight on it when I'm walking, that sort of thing. But I have done a little bit of jogging and walking and things like that, just not doing the training program. I think we'll get back into that though, especially since it's going to be getting colder here and cooler and nicer. And we've had a really good time doing those training runs together. And Mitch and Carlin had such a good suggestion on how to make it work when you run at different speeds, where he can run ahead and then turn around and run back to me. And he's got a pretty good timing, or he figures out the timing, so that usually we try to end at the same spot and then we do the walks together. But yeah, September's going pretty well. And then I also want to do some Peloton strength workouts this week. I can summarize that more later too. I did touch on it earlier because I was trying to plan what I want to do, like the final 4 days of September for my workouts. But I'm excited about that. And then, oh, you know what? The other thing, Halloween costumes. So my son has given me a interesting challenge. I don't know where he came up with this, but he wants to be a rat. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Like, I don't know how do you make a rat costume? Do you buy a rat costume? I looked, they're all disgusting. So I need to figure out how to do a rat. And then Lulu said she wants to be a Ghostbuster. And I'm not sure if she used to have a Ghostbuster costume, but I couldn't find a cute one like she had before. And we don't have it. And if we did, it'd be way too small because it was a few years ago that she was a Ghostbuster. And then my older son doesn't like trick-or-treating, so he doesn't have a costume in mind. Last year, he wore an Iron Man mask with like a polo shirt and shorts because it was cold enough here to wear shorts on Halloween. Warm enough here. And he said he was Iron Man on vacation. So he wore like flip-flops and shorts and thought it was hilarious. So Halloween is another thing that I probably need to plan for. Okay, good. See, end of September. Already thinking about Halloween. I feel so prepared now. Oh, and then the other thing, I didn't write it down, but I did talk about is that I want to make vacation plans if we're going to go visit family, like what we need to do for Thanksgiving and Christmas, because my husband has not as much Christmas or vacation left to do much. So we need to figure out where our priorities are and how we want to handle that, and if we want to try and sneak away. Yeah, I did see the Peloton hack she had with an Amazon bike. And I know, yeah, so I've seen other ones too. So maybe I should just try the one that she got. Because she teaches spin too. And I looked and they're like, oh, the Pelotons have dropped in price by $400. It's still like $13.75 or something for a Peloton bike. And then I think if you have the Peloton, the app is even more expensive, like $40 a month maybe. So I'm not really sure that I want to do that. I don't think I need all the bells and the whistles and the big screen. Yeah, I think I'm going to, the Peloton hack is the thing that I have planning the bike on that list. So, and I saw her video and she even recommended like a mat to put underneath of it. I don't think I want to do like the clips because I don't have any kind of spinning shoes, but I would do something with the, with just the regular, like whatever harnesses that you put your feet into. I have had a good time in my life with Halloween just because it is kind of fun to dress up. Last year we went to, my friend did an outdoor party where she just put a movie on the screen because no one was really doing a lot of trick-or-treating because everything going on in the world. And so she just put a big old movie on the screen and made popcorn and had big bowls of candy for the kids to just come and eat, so you could hang out there and you didn't have to go contaminate your neighbors and whatever. So that was a lot of fun. But I'm trying to think of when the last time I actually dressed myself up for Halloween is. So is that something I should do this year? Had some good ones in the past, some fun ones, some other ones, some crazy ones. That's a good question. So the property that we have, we were looking for, my husband and I are both not from Texas, and we got to the point where we were thinking we didn't really like living in Houston. It was such a big city. We had some good experiences as kids. Like, my family had a farm and he lived out in a super small town, and we weren't giving our kids some of our favorite cherished memories kind of thing. And so we sat and thought, okay, do we need to move back to Missouri? Because he's from Missouri and I lived in Missouri. Would that be something that makes the most sense for us? So we thought about it, and we're like, we really like where we are in Texas. Texas is great. I mean, the schools are good, the jobs are good, the people are good. Like, we just really like living here. We just don't have, in our current situation, space for our kids to run around. So we had decided to just kind of start shopping around, and he started getting on this like Lands of Texas thing. And he was looking like, if you go out in West Texas, the hill country, it's really beautiful. But there's not, there's people out there, but there's not a lot of other stuff like that. I was looking kind of more down the coast, because in Houston, you're kind of like center to a bunch of different kind of landscapes. And then we also started looking up in the Piney Woods area of East Texas and thought, okay, that looks pretty cool too. And so we weren't specifically planning to buy for the trees, but as we started researching and looking around, we found there was a guy who, he sold it to some real estate people. I don't know, whatever. So he had a huge chunk of land, divided it up, and they were selling like chunks of it. And so we had put an offer on a chunk of this land, and the day before, the hour before, something right before us, someone else had put in an offer on it too. And they were like, we don't want to go into a bidding war. We have other land we can sell. We're just going to give it to the person who put in the first offer. Okay. Sorry, my nose is so itchy. I have to respect that. So we looked around, and then we found something we liked even better, as it turns out. I was a little bit afraid because it has pipeline easement on it. And I thought, okay, this is weird because people, come on your land and mow this, and it's just like a big grassy area. And if the trees are the value of the land, then is it less valuable to have these pipeline easements? But now I really like it because it's a big grassy lawn that someone else mows. But I didn't know at the time. So we just learned about it. And so when we were researching, before we bought the place, we researched the history of the area, the history of the wood industry in the area. Like, we went all the way back to like before Texas was even a country kind of thing, and researched everything about the wood industry in that area and how it developed and how they did it. And so we understood it. And then when we bought the property, we went, and I don't know if they had this before, but we didn't get anything with it. So we had a forester come out, we got a forest management plan set up, doing everything that way. And now we have like a forest consultant that works with the loggers, since we obviously don't have all that equipment. And then they come in, and we're doing our first thinning. You do it every 7 years, maybe after this, something like that, where you just take out so they'll selective, like right now they're taking out one end of every 4 rows, or any tree that looks like it's crooked or bent or weird, that it won't grow straight and big. So they take those out, so that way the other ones have a better opportunity to grow. So we didn't intentionally get into the tree farming thing, but we were looking for something like a space where we could go and stretch our legs, play, have the kids, no TVs, no screens, nothing. We do occasionally hook up, like if we want to watch a football game, we have a little TV there that we can hook up, and we have good Verizon service there, so we can stream from the Verizon and watch a little bit of TV if we need to. But the kids do not get to, only important football games. Or baseball games, I guess. But just a place where the kids could go. We got them all pocket knives for Christmas, so they'll sit there and like cut logs or cut sticks, and they can saw them or cut them with the blade, or just things that we want our kids to be able to experience or do, that kind of thing. So it's worked out really well for us. but it was not like an overnight kind of thing. Like even when we first bought it, we didn't have a place to go. We have an RV, so we parked it just like on an internal logging road kind of thing. And then over time, we've kind of built up. Yeah, there are pine needles everywhere. But we've built up like a little family campsite with a fire ring and a place we store the firewood, and then our shipping container. And then we're going to build a water collection system, hopefully in the near future, and be able to at least have water up there, because we bring drinking water, but having water to use for other things would be great. So we're trying to kind of build up more fun things to do while we're there. But we also just like the kids know their boundaries, where they can go, where they can explore. They are not afraid to just go walking straight through the woods, even with all the underbrush. And so we like that. So we want them to be able to do that kind of thing. And the dog loves it too, the old dog, the new dog, not the old dog. She loves it, but not in the same way. So yeah, that's kind of a long story on where that all came from. But we weren't intentionally just looking for trees, but we were looking for some kind of experience that made us feel more like home. So that's what we came up with. That's what we found, and we're really happy with it. It's 2 hours from our house. We can go up there for the day. We can go up there for one night. A long weekend. We've done a couple Easters up there now, where the Easter bunny comes and hides eggs around the trees. The kids just think it's great. So for us, it has worked out just to give us the life that we wanted, but not have to leave. Because we both like living where we live too. It's just getting that one missing piece. So it is already 8:56. Wow. Okay. See, time is flying, because it's October this week. I have this thing I found, because I want to make sure I'm starting my week with thinking about self-gratitude, self-care or gratitude. But that's why I'm super excited about this Looking Thunder. I'm going to get there. But this is one that I was thinking about. And the book, if you haven't seen it before, I found this book, The Happiness Notebook, when I was on vacation in Missouri. We won't go there for vacation. But I found it in the grocery store. We were just buying some groceries, and I saw this, and I was like, I really like this. And I was, in between my Silk and Sonder runs there, and I thought this might be something that can kind of help fill the gap. And so I bought this book, and I've been kind of looking at things or using it to think about things. And so the one that I was looking at today was it's called No Excuses, which if you follow Mary Fran, she has a channel called No Excuses. And so it caught my attention, just because it's a great thing to say, no excuses. What do you want to do? Let's do it. And the thing that they ask is, name an activity, hobby, or adventure you always wanted to try. And I feel like I've been kind of goalless, if that makes any sense, lately. And so when I looked at that, I was like, I really want to think about what is something that I want, what's something that I want to do or want to try. And so the thing that I always think about, as far as, I don't know if it's an adventure or something that I want to try, is a place to go. I always think I want to go to Monument Valley, in Utah. I've never been there, but you see those pictures of all these big funky rocks. And so I keep thinking, okay, that's the place I want to go. But then as far as hobbies or activities, there's two things that I've been thinking about. And I don't know if you guys have ever put thought into what else you can do for something new, but I feel like since I finished that master's degree, I need my next goal or my next thing. So the two things that I've been thinking about are, one, that I've done before, but I only did it in certain periods when I was working and not when I was in school, because the money part of it, but the taking piano lessons or learning piano, that kind of thing, just because I think it'd be great to use a different part of my brain. Hey, Mitch and Carlin. So that's one thing. But then the thing that I've been thinking would also be really cool is to learn some Russian. And I was excited because my best friend is from Alaska. So she took Russian in high school, and she was an exchange student in Russia. And I was thinking, it would be so cool. We'd have our own secret language. And Johnny's like, it's not a secret language. It's a regular language that people know. Okay, yeah, you're right. But it'd be fun to do something like that, where, of course, there are people that speak Russian all over the place. She and I were on a cruise years ago, and there were two women in the bathroom talking, and they were talking to each other in Russian. And it's one of those things where you just assume no one can understand you, but sure enough, she could understand what they were saying. So she made some comment to them when they left, and they were like, oh. startled by it. But I do think it'd be fun she's to the point where she can't take a class and get better. She would have to use it every day. So I'm like, oh, it'd kind of be fun to do something like that, like something so out of the ordinary. I've taken Spanish classes and, learned enough Spanish to be dangerous or whatever. Arches, where, let me see. I'm trying to think. And you got me all curious here. Arches. Make sure I'm not doing something stupid here. Okay. See, I'm so distracted here. Arches National Park. Because if I could hit all these up, or if that's part of, yes. Okay. Yeah. See, that's where I need to go. Yes. Oh, I can look. It is in 4 miles north of Moab, Utah, adjacent to the Colorado River. See, I really want to go out there. Yes. See, okay. That's my place I want to go. And it's easy. It's even in this country. It's so doable. Why have I not done that? Okay. I need to plan that. Where did my pen go? Since I had vacation on there, we're going to switch pens to one that is available. I'm going to put that on there. Okay, Utah. And my son wants to go to Four Corners. Oh, is it new date? Okay. And then I've gone to Germany a bunch, and so I've taken enough German to order food or whatever, that kind of thing. But I think if I want to try something crazy and new, that might be it, to learn some Russian or something. And then I looked, and you can actually get a Rosetta Stone. I don't know if it's the best place to learn, but you can get where you can look at more than, you don't have to just be restricted to one language. So I also thought that was cool. I don't know where else what other languages I would need to try. I know that I went to Italy and I didn't know anything, and I couldn't find a lot of English speaking people. So that was interesting, a little bit frustrating. So, but that's not on my list of languages I want to learn. Sorry. I just think it would be fun. Duolingo. Oh, okay, cool. I wonder, I'm guessing they have, yeah, I was going to say, it's a really common language. It's not like it's something obscure or whatever. It's very commonly used, huge country. Okay, so I should look into that too. I told my mom that yesterday was National Daughter Day. Okay, let me write Duolingo down. So I like that too. Okay. And an app. Huh. And when you say Spanish speaking students, is it native Spanish speakers or native English speakers trying to learn Spanish? Because I come from that crazy language of English. So I'm curious. Duolingo. See? Okay, you guys are inspiring me. No excuses. I don't know if you can even see what I just showed you, but it says no excuses. Have you guys ever thought about what your next goal or your big thing you want to do is? Those are the ones that I kind of come up with, and I think that they're achievable, or at least something I could start doing or planning. A lot of immigrant students. Okay, cool. So are they trying to learn English and you guys are trying to learn Spanish? Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, my best friend in my neighborhood is Mexican. So she's fun too. Because she's always asking, how do I pronounce this? And she's a lot of fun. So I could impress her, and she could correct me, which would also be nice. Her mom is an English teacher in Mexico, and so she corrects her when they're together, which is really cute. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, my husband's want to learn Spanish just because of coworkers and trying to better understand what they need. But in Houston, there's a lot of bilingual people. So it's typically there are people that are very helpful and can help connect any gaps that we need, but it would be useful. And a new job? Oh, okay. So I have the travel goal, which I think is totally achievable. I used to have the goal of wanting to see the Taj Mahal, and I did go to India, and I was in New Delhi, and didn't go there. The group I was with didn't want to go there. And it's kind of like dropped off my top to do things. I think it's because I used to know a lot of Indian people and I was more interested in the culture and obsessed with it and that kind of thing. And now I'm just not as exposed to it anymore. And so I don't think about it as much. So it's not on my list anymore. And my next big thing. So trying to get better at other languages, I think, is my next like personal thing. I've been wondering if I should do some kind of health or fitness related big thing. I've done, like, I was looking, I think it was in 2016 maybe. I walked a half marathon with my friends. We did it in Vegas. So we planned like a girls' trip around going to Vegas and doing this half marathon. It was our excuse. It was a lot of fun. But I keep wondering if I should have something like that, like something that would be good for me, good for my brain. I think that's important, which is why I kind of like either doing language or piano or something like to use my brain in new ways. But I also think maybe I should try to think of something athletic. And I've thought about, because people here do like the MS 150 and all kinds of crazy bicycling. And I don't know that I'm interested in that because I'm afraid of I hear about people getting hit by cars and stuff and it just kind of freaks me out. But if there's something else that I could do that would be a fun new athletic adventure, a new job is a really big move. Yeah. So that's the really hard part is I feel like I can understand when native English speakers speak Spanish better than when native Spanish speakers do, because my teacher in high school, she had married someone from South America, so she was our Spanish teacher, but she had an accent of an English person when she spoke it. So an Ironman, what? Now I'm going to have to look that up again too, because I'm not really sure what that means. What is that? I'm not afraid of those kind of like physical challenges, although I'm not. Oh, Iron Man is a superhero. No, that's not what I need. Challenge. Oh, number 1, do not die. Okay. Ooh, I don't even know what all these things are. Oh, World of Warcraft. Okay, no, that's not. That's a World of Warcraft challenge. Okay. I might be better at that. Probably not. Oh, okay, I'm not finding the right Iron Man. Okay, let's see if you've answered that while I've been doing that. Okay, good night, Liz. Thanks for joining us. I hope you have a great week too. Yeah, I've been thinking about those big goals so much. Iron Man race, maybe? What can I search for? There we go. Ironman.com races. Although I'm going to see if Miss Shai Sarai has responded. Okay, so she's put what it is. Triathlons. Okay. Triathlon once in college. Oh no, am I locked up? Okay, I'm checking my speed again to see if my computer's being naughty. Because I saw myself frozen on my screen when I clicked back from the other window. Maybe I'm doing it. Meditating. I did on the Peloton app. I did a guided meditation. And it was like because I'm, trying to explore what all this app has, because they have different things. So it's like, oh, I'll do a guided meditation. That sounds really nice, because I don't know anything about it. And I did one to make you fall asleep. Okay, good. I'm back. Only 7 p.m. there. Wow. So I did the guided meditation on the Peloton app with the headphones in bed. I laid perfectly still. And then I woke up in the morning and my phone was still on the Peloton app on that meditation. It wasn't playing, but it had kept, how some things keep your phone active. It won't just shut down. It'll just keep going and going and going. So I woke up to a dead phone and it had been on that app all night. And I'm like, this is not what, if this would just turn off when you're over, because clearly it's to put you to sleep. So I was kind of bummed about that. So I only did it once. I have been thinking, I did think about this morning, because we had at the camping I did, it's a triathlon. Okay, yeah, swimming, I don't know if I can do swimming. I have done, okay, I'll tell you my triathlon experience. It was in college. I did one for Greek week kind of thing, and I didn't really know how to swim. So I got someone to show me, and they showed me how to dive and swim across the pool, and I'm horrible at it. And then I finished last of all the women in the pool race running. I could run. And then I was the only woman who finished the bicycling part, so I actually won. So, yeah, not a good story. Okay, and then I did a duathlon once. Oh my gosh. My friends convinced me to sign up for this, and I had a decent bike when I was in college when I did that triathlon, but then it ended up getting stolen. So I ended up buying just like a Walmart super heavy, crappy bike. And then when we were dating, my husband Johnny accidentally popped the tires when he was inflating them. So he's like, let's just get you like super hardcore tubes, because I was using it, for transportation a lot. So he put in these super heavy tubes. So my bike was insanely heavy. So I did this duathlon. And you did the biking first and then the running. I finished the entire race. I was the last person. But it didn't bother me. I don't mind being last. I had more people cheering for me. It felt like a bigger sense of accomplishment because of all the people cheering for me. And when I realized I was last, I'm like, you know what? This will be a good story someday. So there you go. There's my good story. I finished last in a duathlon. Intense. But, see, I don't know if I'm guessing you have to run like a marathon then, or is that, because I've never run a marathon. I don't know that I'm really built for running a marathon. So I need to look that up more. But I kind of like hardcore. Yeah. See, I need to do like not hardcore. I need to find, like I've had friends that do like the Tough Mudder things. But at least right now, some of the things like you have to pull yourself up, that kind of thing, I'm so heavy that it's really hard. But I don't mind trying. I've gone on like huge, couple week-long hikes. I've done like all kinds of crazy things, but I have to be ready and be prepared and be motivated. So that's why I'm trying to find what that I need to find a next big physical thing. I like that. I like where this is going. Oh my gosh. But okay, back to meditating. Man, I'm just bumping around all over here. Yes, please. I want to hear what other people want to do. Give me some inspiration. So this morning we had religious services, and they had, since the crowd was both, there was a Muslim portion of the crowd and a Christian portion of the crowd. And so they actually read from both the Bible and the Quran. And then even when they did like a closing prayer or whatever, they did it in Arabic and then they translated it to English, which I thought was cool. And I'm like, man, wonder if I should like get into exploring, like say I want to do something like, to me, this would be a big deal. Like read the Bible from front to back and then immediately jump into something like the Quran from front to back and see how that makes me feel. How does that make me feel? How does that make me understand the two different but probably very similar books, that kind of thing. So that was something that I was kind of thinking, I'm like, I wonder what that would be like. Although I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. So that could be another thing, but I don't know if that's my next big goal or I still have to read the book that Mitch and Carlin have. So I need to work on that. But yes, I want to know what people's big goals are. What do people dream of? When I ask some people and nobody, I don't know, just want to survive, which is also fine. But I want something to work towards, and I would love it if it were about my health too. 30-day yoga. Oh, 21-day meditation. Okay. See, no, I don't do keto. I have a book. I need to talk about if I try to do something. I really like, it's called the Mind Diet. And I've talked about it just randomly here and there before. It's kind of like the Mediterranean diet, but it's all about preventing cognitive decline. And I have a history of Alzheimer's in my family. And so to me, preventing cognitive decline, which is why I think about like, piano or a language or something that works my brain is really good. But this diet, she also bases, like, it's a whole book you can read about the studies on what things you need to incorporate into your diet or not have in your diet that have been shown to help prevent cognitive decline. And so that's what I used to focus on it more. And like something as simple as making a salad where you're supposed to have fish once a week. Well, you can put a pack of tuna on there. You're supposed to have a small serving of nuts 3 times a week. So I'd sprinkle a few nuts on there. It's very similar, I would say, to the Mediterranean diet. And I could probably like at some point explain what that means. But I think that for me, that's the kind of diet I want to follow because I'm more concerned of all my health issues with this going south. Like my grandma, I don't know how old she is. Let's say 89. But for 20 years, she's been living with Alzheimer's and she doesn't recognize anyone. She doesn't know anything. Like her body is not what her problem is. It's her brain. And that kind of scares me. So that's where I kind of want to go. And that's what I probably need to start focusing more on is making my diet more in line with that because I do appreciate that. And when I read that book, I've got it both in hard copy and in Kindle, like, because I'll read both of them, or I like to have one to reference easily on my phone. But it is inspiring just when I do hear the research and the studies and I worry about like my family's number one, like horrible thing that happens. It's that. And so that's what I try to follow. But typically what I do, like that's where I want to follow, I should say. But I'm more of a calories in, calories out kind of person. So I try to exercise more and then when I'm being good, I will put everything in MyFitnessPal and I don't look at macros or anything like that. I just look at the calorie number. So that's what my plan is. But now that you're saying that, I'm like, man, I need to go back to the Mind diet because I really appreciate the point of that diet. The point isn't to lose weight. The point is to, I'm sure you can lose weight too. It says diet in the book, but the point is your brain. And as I've taught Lulu, we sit there and talk about things. I said, well, what's the most beautiful part of your body? And she looks at me and she goes, my brain. I'm like, yes, thank you. That is so true. That is the most important thing. So that's how I feel anyway. That's the one thing you really have to take care of. So that was a long answer for really saying that it's calories in, calories out right now. But that's where I want to go. I've done that before. And I really like it. Yeah, Misty has been awesome. Obviously on keto. So it works for her. For some reason, it just doesn't appeal to me. I'm not really sure why. But I remember when I was in college and people were doing Atkins and losing weight left and right, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then when I was younger, I liked doing like Slim Fast just because you don't have to think about it. I'm not good at planning or that kind of like meal prep or I don't enjoy cooking. So doing something that simple, I really like where I can just like drink something and then say, okay, I had a meal. But I'm not doing anything like that anymore. Just different times of my life, different things that I'm doing. I need to focus on that. I think that's one of yep. For some reason, if I do pay attention and follow it, then I do overall to eat enough food to be satisfied. You have to make healthier choices in my mind when you do calories in, calories out. So that is why I want to start planning, like literally mark if I have a lunch or food thing on my calendar to put, don't forget to check the menu. It's so easy to find information nowadays. Why don't I just do that? I don't know. Yeah, I've gone back and looked at Misty's old videos and like, wow, you're so skinny now. But it's still Misty. Okay, anyone else? I don't know if anyone else has anything. The new job thing is pretty cool. But I don't know if anyone else has anything they want to share. I can look because I thought that one was pretty cool. Because then it goes through and it asks 2 follow-up questions, not just what's the one thing you want to do, but it says what's been holding you back and how can you remove your obstacles. So if I think about, some of these things, it's like, oh man, if you put it that way, why am I not doing this? Yeah, totally. You have to do whatever's best for you. I agree with that, Misty. And I think I am just lazy with my eating and I don't enjoy cooking. And so I just do whatever's fast and easy and doesn't take much thought. It would be my excuse on the food aspect of things anyway. If I were going to say that my next goal would be perhaps to switch more to the Mind diet, that would probably be a good one for me. So I did the 5K in the spring. I don't know if I'd want to do Yeah, I know. So much accountability. I don't know if I'd want to do a half marathon, or, I mean, I think I'd have to lose a bunch of weight before I could do something like that, but maybe that would be a good goal too. Um, and I really liked how that 5K kind of worked out, where the big one we ended up doing was just everyone individually doing it too. You didn't have to go to the big hullabaloo of everyone, together and waiting in line and the people around you eating their little gel cubes. So just, hey, let's go on this little rainy day and go for a jog and enjoy the day. And so maybe I should do something centered around running, because I do like that. Or I wonder if I could get that exercise bike and train for some kind of virtual bike race. That might be a fun one. Writing it down, because if there is a virtual bike race, that would be cool. Then I won't get hit by cars if I'm doing it on a spinning bike. Yeah, I think now that it's going to be cooler, it's going to be a lot better for running, at least around here. I did a in-person Couch to 5K program in 2019, and I really liked that because I was with a real running coach for the class. It was a class, so it wasn't just me. And we ran, I think, 2 days a week in class, and then we had 2 maybe days a week of supplemental exercises we did. Yeah, I think the bikers would be good. And so I really like that, though, because she worked on strengthening muscles, or she'd give you suggestions saying, hey, your run is looking like this. You should do these exercises. Okay. Virtual bike races. I'm totally going to research that, because then it gives me the excuse to finally replace this. It's been so good to me. And do something with it. And I bet, I wonder if even the Peloton app has something like that, like a training program or that kind of thing, not just a casual hip hop ride or a funky, because if you look at the titles, they all look like they're so much fun and so exciting, but maybe there's like a goal driven type of ride they have as well. And I just don't know about it. So yes. Okay. Yay. See, you guys are helping me out so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here and helping me. Yeah, I know the seat. So the one, we were talking earlier about, what's her name? Misty mentioned it earlier. Frugal Fit Mama or Frugal Fit Mom or something like that. Whatever her name is. If I find it, let me put that in my things I'm going to link. Frugal Fit Mom. Okay. In the 4 and 5 minute videos. Okay. But she had a bike that she thought the seat was too wide, and so she replaced it, and I think she ended up putting the wide seat back on. I'm not sure. I know. And I've got a lot of stuff that needs to be sitting on that seat, so I totally get it. I kind of like this, though. I think this might be my exercise thing that I've been looking for. So, thank you guys. I'm super excited right now. That means I have 3 things. 1, plan a trip, I don't know when, even if it's in 3 years, to Utah. 2, learn some Russian so I can have a secret language with my friend. And 3, those are a family trip, a brain thing, and then a physical thing is a virtual race. Train for a virtual race. I love it. And I bet there's so much you can do virtually now. I guarantee there is some kind of virtual race that I can participate in, maybe even on a specific date. Yay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for inspiring me. Super happy right now. Anyone have anything else that they're planning or looking at? I feel like I just planned my next 3 years of excitement. Maybe not that much, but some bigger picture plans in addition to kind of the boring stuff of orthodontist appointment kind of thing. So thank you. But if you guys have anything else you want to discuss, or we can call it a night, I definitely, I'll put these in I try to do it after the stream 2 comments to talk about the things we have. My secret language. Oh, maybe that's what I missed out earlier, or how my internet went bad or something. I don't know. But I told my husband that I wanted to learn some Russian so I could talk to my best friend who was an exchange student in Russia in high school, because she's from Alaska. and it would be our secret language. And he made fun of me saying, it's not a secret language. It's like a very popular language. Like, no, it's going to be a secret language. He won't know what we're saying. So, okay, yay. I'm so excited to look up virtual races. I will definitely report back because I think something like that to train for like a bigger goal is really what I've kind of been needing in my life. And I wasn't really thinking about that when I did No Excuses. So thank you, Shai Sarai, for asking about the Ironman thing and me being like, oh no, I'm not hardcore. But I don't mind challenging myself. And the bike thing I think would be so good. And maybe it could help me train up to someday do something like an Ironman or something like that. But the swimming scares me. So I need to learn to swim better. But that's not what I want to do right now. So yay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I will try to update the thing if anyone wants to know anything. Like I'll put it in the comments. But so glad you guys could come and join me. And I really feel, maybe not specifically, I didn't really plan out my week, but I kind of planned out my end of the month, I feel like, and I planned out some bigger things that I want to shoot towards. So I'm extremely satisfied. Thank you. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I do plan to be back next week, which is October 3rd, I guess, on Sunday. But I'll probably not be here the one after that, which is Columbus Day weekend. It's a long weekend. The kids are off school, so we're making a weekend out of it. But I'll tell you more about that later. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a great night. Bye.